I love faculty. I feel that they wait for us sometimes to come to office hours. I feel that that's a resource that's very underused. And actually, I have a faculty mentor, and I'm really, really close with her, like even on a personal level. So in every class, I make an effort to go to office hours just to show that I am interested, not just because I'm Black, but because sometimes that's the difference between an A and an A minus, and that makes a big difference on your GPA. So it just shows a vested interest, and I mean, I personally seek out faculty in every classroom.
Okay. I also seek out faculty. I had a professor that I was very, very close to before she transferred to a different school, but I feel like she was saying, it's the difference between, that A and that A minus, and also it's like, it's just to have someone to talk to, like when I need help, and to get just that extra support, because I feel like our professors are rooting for us, and so there's no reason why I shouldn't go to office hours.
Well, I go to the HBCU, but I do seek out the faculty. It's important to have a personal relationship with your professors, but I also feel that they seek us out as well. Like, I've been in situations where if I miss class, like my teacher will say, "Where were you?" Or it's not unheard of to get like an email from them saying like, "We missed you in class today." So I think it's really interesting, but at Spelman there is like an intentional socialization that goes on like within our campus. And so they're very intentional about like making sure you're connected to your professors and they're connected to you. And you don't get that everywhere. But we are a very small institution. There's only 2,100 of us, so.
You definitely get more attention just because classes are smaller. The teacher can pay attention to you more. I'm definitely one of those people that underutilizes office hours, I would say. In terms of resources, I would say HBCUs definitely come up short when compared to PWIs, especially in the sciences. I'm not in the research lab that I would want to be in if I was at PWI, but it's still research nonetheless. And I think one thing that makes up for the fact that we don't have all the technical resources is the fact that we have faculty that know how to get you into places that have those technical resources.
I would say that I'm very satisfied with the resources that Emory has. That's the main reason why I went there, because I felt like for what I needed, it had the most opportunities. And I found that even being there, if there's something that I don't know how to do or something that needs to be created, there are people that will come to me and give me like the proper resources that I need to be successful.
I've learned to be content with my resources because I think after going to Emory, when I was a first-year student, I came to visit Emory, and I went to you all's library, who was built by Robert Woodruff. Okay, you all's library is phenomenal. Like, it's like absolutely beautiful. And if you go to our library, which is right down the strip, it does not even compare to what your library is. And so I was like, oh wow, like there's a difference in the same person go to our library. So I've learned to be content. There is a trade-off. There's something like intangible that Spelman has offered me, or HBCUs that offer their students that I probably would not be able to get at Emory, but or another PWI. But yeah, I feel like there's things that we go through, financial aid that maybe is not the norm for everyone else, or even class registration or getting your classes dropped, things that are rite of passage, I call them, to go to HBCUs. But I'd like to be content. I think that's the mindset. When I say tangible resources, I feel that you can't necessarily say that when you're in a classroom and everyone in the classroom looks like you, and everyone in the classroom is contributing to the discussion, and there's no question like in the back of your professor's head like that you're less than in any way. Like to me, like that's something you can't necessarily put down on a piece of paper and explain to someone, but it's a feeling that you get when you're in these institutions. When you are celebrated just because you're an African American woman, and this is an institution that is like designed for women of color, and they believe in you. That's to me one of those intangible resources.
I'm very happy with our resources. Very happy because I'm not in the science field, so I was, but no longer there. So I don't really know about the labs and everything, but as far as connections and networking, I think that's Emory's very, I can speak for Emory, very rich in that. And the library is great. Even the faculty, the people are there especially for African American literature. And as a librarian, just for that specific field. or the archives that we have. I think it's certain things that just make research easier, make our research like richer. And I'm very happy.
I must agree with my brother from Morehouse. As far as the sciences go, the resources that I've encountered at, well, Clark Atlanta and most HBCUs that I've visited seem to come up short compared to PWIs. However, I do feel, like he said, that one of our greatest resources is networking, and they do know people and know places where you can go to get you into places such as Georgia Tech, Johns Hopkins, places like that, who do have sufficient labs and phenomenal research endeavors going on that you can participate in. So by attending an HBCU, this is going to sound like, but I was sacrificing, I don't even know the word. Basically, what I'm used to structure, and as far as like financial aid and business, I'm accustomed to business and people handling business and the way it should be handled. And when I came here as a freshman, and the first thing I encountered was my money being messed up, and I was on a scholarship, I was like, what's really going on? And then from every year thereafter, I was like, what's really going on? But I think I've really gotten used to it, so I knew that I had to sacrifice that aspect, but everything else has been very rewarding.
I feel the major thing I sacrificed by choosing to go to Emory was maybe a comfort level that might automatically came from being around people who are like, or at least you have a similar starting ground for. So besides that, I feel like for me personally, the trade-off was worth it. The things that I gained in return for choosing Emory I couldn't get anywhere else, I don't believe. So I don't feel that I really sacrificed much besides that. I feel that if I do want there to mingle with a lot of people who look like me or black people, whatever, I'll come over here in my free time. So I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything. I came to school to graduate, so the rest of that stuff can wait.
I personally don't feel like I made any sacrifices. I knew that I probably would go to a PWI post-graduation. So, yeah, I'll get that experience there.
I don't feel like I would sacrifice anything either. Because, like Kat said, I come to school to get my degree and go. So, I feel like for me, like the college experience was, have friends and have fun and do hard work and be up late. Like, I don't feel like I have to sacrifice anything. I can still experience every single one of those things that I can do.
I don't feel like I sacrificed anything either. I chose a school that I felt was best for me. I'm happy with my choice, and yeah.